Today we're going to talk about Costco, using Costco versus credit cards, specifically the American Express Platinum Card. As a dad, there's a pattern I have noticed over the years. When families start trying to get better with money, they often start in the wrong place. Young people, they're trying to build credit, understandable, but a lot of folks get over their skis starting with credit cards, not because it's smart, but because it's exciting, immediate gratification. Metal cards, the AMEX Platinum, you get points, you get perks, airport stuff, status, all that good stuff. But here's the real uncomfortable truth about all of that. Most families don't need better rewards, they just need to lower expenses and manage their money better. So today's video is about why for most households, Costco should come before premium credit cards. And if not Costco, maybe BJ's or Sam's Club. Not because credit cards are bad, but because timing matters. We'll break it all down. I'll explain the order families usually get it wrong. I'll walk through real household spending patterns. I'll show how Costco creates margin before rewards ever really matter. We'll talk about some pros and cons. I'll explain when it actually does make sense to move on to cards like the American Express Platinum, for example. And so let's get started. If you've ever wondered why points don't really seem to help your budget, this video will click. Rewards don't fix leaks. Let's talk about a basic money principle. You can't optimize what you haven't stabilized. Spending, household spending at all-time highs here in the United States. Most families spend money in 5 different places, especially when we're talking about necessities. Groceries, gasoline, which gas, actually, I just got gas for like $2.40 a gallon the other day, so good news there. Household supplies, kids' activities, of course, those kids are expensive, utilities and basics, travel, a small slice of most family budgets. And so when a family jumps straight to reward cards, here's what happens. They'll earn points on spending that's already kind of inefficient. They feel progress without seeing any sort of relief. Their budget stays tight, just shinier. It's showier for sure. When that thing clanks, when the metal card clanks, it feels good. And this isn't necessarily a discipline problem, but more of an order of operations problem. Let's introduce you to a hypothetical family situation. I think that many of you will be able to relate. 2 working parents, 2 kids, middle to upper middle income. Things are going pretty well. They get a premium credit card early, something like the card we're going to talk about today, the American Express Platinum Card, and a card that I have personally. They do everything right, in quotation marks. Put expenses on the card, they pay it off monthly, they track points loosely, but after a year, something feels a little bit off. They did earn rewards. They only traveled once, but monthly life still feels expensive. And keep in mind, with the Amex Platinum, that annual fee is now $895. So you got to use the perks if you've got it. Their biggest expenses really never changed. Groceries still cost too much. Gas, although it's $2.30, $2.40, $2.50 a gallon in a lot of places, it still hurts. It's an expense. Household spending still unpredictable. You never know what's going to come up. The AC goes out. Now let's look at a different family. Same income, but instead of chasing those rewards, they started with just Costco, just being practical. What shifts is groceries, paper goods, cleaning supplies, snacks. Of course, you're buying in bulk at Costco. You even get a deal typically on gas at Costco. Nothing really exciting, just really trying to take care of the bare necessities. But over that 6 to 12 months, you are seeing a drop in grocery prices because you're buying in bulk and being efficient. Gas savings over there at Costco, they start to add up. Fewer emergency runs to expensive stores. You're just getting that stuff in bulk, so you have it. More predictable spending. You don't necessarily feel rich, but man, it just feels like you're doing it more in an optimized fashion. Spending on the necessities in a more optimized way. The idea of a Costco or a BJ's or a Sam's Club, it lowers your baseline cost of living. That's what it's supposed to do. Credit cards, they do offer rewards, reward spending. It encourages consumption, keep in mind, but it does require discipline to win. Costco, though, without having to have the stress of a credit card, it does shrink everyday expenses. It rewards consistency. It does require planning, but remember, those credit card rewards only help after expenses are controlled. Perks only feel good when money isn't tight. Travel feels differently when it's funded by margin, not pressure. Costco might not feel powerful like that credit card in your hand, but it is, in savings that you're not necessarily calculating. But to be fair, this is the Credit Card Dad channel. We are not anti-credit card here. It's just being smart about spending, and we're all about the sequence. Premium cards like the American Express make sense after you know where your money is going, your household spending is stable, you're not chasing points just to justify the expense of the card. Travel is intentional, not aspirational. At that point, the rewards are enhancing your life. They don't compensate for it. That is the difference. You're doing a lot of travel. The American Express Platinum is fantastic if you travel quite a bit as a family. If your budget feels tight, lower your expenses first, raise the rewards later. If your budget feels good, then explore optimization, enjoy perks responsibly. So Costco is kind of building out the floor. Credit cards decorate the ceiling. You're already established, you're doing a lot of spending responsibly, and the AMEX Platinum or another credit card can help to optimize and make life a little bit better since you're already spending money on those things. Most families don't need a better credit card. That's really the truth. They need fewer leaks. They need more predictability, more responsible spending, or just kind of knowing where everything is going. Less financial noise, just taking care of the basics, and then the credit card should add to your life with the perks. It should not necessarily be something that you're counting on all the time. There's two types of financial decisions that families make: the flashy ones and the quiet ones that usually move the needle. So we're going to make a comparison. We're going to dig a little bit more into why Costco or a BJ's or a Sam's Club, a discount store, versus a great credit card option like the American Express Platinum. Before anyone jumps into the comment section, let me be clear, this isn't a joke comparison. It's a real life comparison. We want to try to help families out there. For many families, the choice isn't which premium credit card should I get. It's, do I want to optimize travel perks or do I want to lower the cost of living? Here's how some real families use American Express Platinum and how real families use Costco. Each one can save you money. Each one quietly costs money, so you need to be aware of that. Which one makes sense depending on your season of life, your family situation. All right, two hypothetical families. The experienced family travels once or twice a year, flies economy, sometimes premium economy, really values convenience and comfort, has a stable income, has predictable spending, doesn't mind paying for things if they feel worth it, enhance your life. For these reasons, they are considering American Express Platinum. Family B, the volume family, buys groceries weekly, gas, paper towels, diapers, snacks, hosts birthdays, barbecues, holidays, tracks expenses even if casually, wants predictable savings every month. This family is very committed to Costco. Neither family is wrong, but they're playing completely different financial games, and some of these families too can overlap to where they're doing everything. Family A might be doing exactly what Family B is doing, just doing a lot of travel, which of course would mean that you need to reassess. Family A, 2 parents, 2 kids, 1 vacation a year, maybe 2 if work cooperates. They get an American Express Platinum. Where the American Express Platinum can help them, they can book flights directly with the airline. They earn strong rewards on airfare. At the airport, you get fantastic lounge access, which means fewer overpriced meals, quieter space, and frankly, when you have a long layover, the lounges are clutch for the family. You can sit down, you can power up, charge your phones, charge your laptop, grab some food, grab a drink, less stress before flights. It is a travel dream to have the MX Platinum with a family. When you're on vacation, there's hotel benefits that occasionally kick in. There's late checkout once or twice a year. That matters with kids. It matters when you've got a bunch of people you're trying to figure out. Credits offset a lot of the travel expenses. Over 12 months, the card can justify itself with all the different perks as long as you're using them, travel being a big one. Again, I'll go back to, you got to pay attention, you got to use the credits, make sure you're signing up for the rewards. You actually have to go in and sign up for some of these perks. It doesn't automatically happen. Travel consistently enough to make sure to be taking advantage. So if you're a family that just never travels, I don't know if American Express Platinum is really the right card for a family like that. Now let's talk about the parts people kind of gloss over. The importance of groceries, gas, Target runs, school supplies, weekend errands. This is stuff that every family is doing. This is where American Express really can stop being helpful. You do earn rewards, absolutely, but the family still spends most of their money here at these core places for necessities. This card does offer rewards, cashback rewards, but it doesn't necessarily reward that type of behavior as much as it does for the travel side. The annual fee, $895, it's real, and it demands explanation. AMEX Platinum works best when you want elevated moments and reduced expenses, but again, it's all about enhancement. It is all about enhancement. The basic stuff, the everyday stuff, does offer cashback and rewards on it, but it might not be necessary for a family that simply just does not travel. So go back to family B, same income level, same size household, different priorities, not really chasing perks. Again, the travel piece, I can't say it enough. If you're not doing any or much travel, there might be another credit card that makes more sense, and also just using Costco, BJ's, Sam's Club might be the way to go to save money on those everyday necessities. Family B is, again, they're buying groceries, snacks, cleaning supplies, school lunches, gas. They're looking for gas perks. Don't think about earning necessarily, they think about spending less. So you've got bulk pricing at Costco, predictable costs. Gas is consistently cheaper than nearby stations. You get a nice little discount, rewards on the gas. Over a year, you're saving hundreds on food, hundreds on gas. Less impulse spending because trips are intentional. They're less frequent because you're buying in bulk, and you're just paying the membership cost for a Costco, which is not anywhere near the $895 annual fee for an American Express Platinum card. Now, Costco does not make life more glamorous. There's no lounges in the airports. There's no upgrades. There's no luxury framing. And there's a hidden cost people don't really talk about. You buy more because it's cheaper per unit. If you're not disciplined, you can overspend simply by volume. If you're going to buy a lot of food in bulk, you got to make sure you're planning it out, you're eating it. And so it can also be a waste of money at Costco if you're not watching your budget and being realistic about what you're spending your money on. Is the food going to go bad? Got to watch that. I think if you need to ask if you're using this enough, where we're talking about Costco or American Express Platinum card, then you probably have your answer there. So again, we'll finalize with the American Express Platinum makes sense if you value the comforts of life over cost reduction, you travel a lot, you're okay managing the credit cards and the perks. Again, you got to sign up for them and be paying attention to all the perks. Remember, it's not passive. You have to actively be working to get that savings and making sure that it's worthwhile for you. Costco, less cost to sign up, and most of your money is going to the essentials at Costco. Not about perks, it's just about saving money on the basic necessities of life, which, if we're being honest, that's really most families and what most families care about. So this is something that is very important when you're looking at getting into credit cards, whether it's the American Express Platinum versus any other credit card, versus trying to save money at kind of the bulk discount stores like the Sam's Club, the Costco's, and the BJ's of the world. There's pros and cons to each, and hopefully we've provided you with some helpful data here today to make that decision easier when choosing which direction to go. And maybe it's a combination of the two, just depending on your own situation. My friends, thank you very much for joining me for another Credit Card Dad video here today. If you do want to try out the American Express Platinum card, I do have a referral link down below where you do get an added perk if you use that link, and I also get a perk on the back end. So thank you very much if you do choose to sign up for the American Express Platinum through my affiliate link. It's in the video description as well as in the pinned comments. Friends, have an amazing day ahead, a great 2026. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.